Hello, my name's Joshua Rose and welcome to the Psychic Community's online development journals. We're doing tarot card readings today, and the tarot cards originally come from the Crusades period, and they were used to send secret messages on to different allies to let them know different plans are going ahead. So that's where they originated from, and it wasn't till a little while after they was used more of a psychic tool. And the reason why that is because anything that we touch and use can be used as a psychic tool. It doesn't matter what type of thing it is, so that's where tarot cards originally come from. I use the Mythic deck, which is based on Greek mythology, and I've had them since I was 14. That was my very first deck, and I still use them, and they are very, very good. Give so much accurate readings in them, and so much detail. And the way you look at a tarot card is the emotions, the symbolic messages behind them, and what's going on in the picture, and what the colours represent to you. Okay, so I'm just going to start off by showing you a few of my cards. So we got here the Five of Pentacles. Now Pentacles represent wealth and property and work related issues. So you've got this house here that's all built up on it. Everything's looks very blossomed and fulfilled, but you've got this person leaving this house and walking off into the unknown. So this card's all about movement and change. You've got the moon here, which represents the realms of spirit, and that means that their spirit are looking after them. The reason why they're cloaked in this picture is because they're unsure, they're not very confident with this change or move, but the spirit are sort of letting them know that things are going to work out all right. See, if you break down the pictures and interpret it to your own meaning, and then you can give a really amazing reading. Never use books, because that's cheating, I always say, and you're using somebody else's interpretation. You've got to go with your gut instinct. And the way I say to look at a tarot card is as if you're looking at a piece of art. What's going on? What does it mean to you? What are the emotions behind the card? So he's quite confused, he's unsure, he's a little bit lost in his decision, but it will work out all right. So that is what I would say that card represents. Now you've got different suits, you've got matriarch cards as well. So you've got the cups, which represent love and family and friends. You've got swords that represent battles and conflict. You've got wands that represent goals and dreams and ambitions. And then you've got pentacles as well, which represent wealth and property and work related. Okay, so those are your suits. Then you've got the matriarch cards, which are things like the death card, the star, the moon, temperance, and things like that. So that just gives you a little bit more insight and more detail into your reading. So let's look at a cup one. Like, this is the Three of Cups. Okay, so this card's all about celebration. So this could be related to togetherness. Remembering cups represent love, so it could be a family gathering, it could be a birthday, a wedding, or anniversary, or even a party. So remember to go with what your instinct says and what the first thought comes into your head. Okay, so I'd say, is there a birthday or an anniversary coming up around the person that I was trying to read? So it's a nice card. You've got lots of overflowing love and celebration and joy going on. So it's a really happy, fulfilled of love. It's a really nice card. So that's what that one represents to me. Let's go on to a wand card. So this is the Ten of Wands. So see, you've got the Golden Fleece, which is like his goal and ambitions, right down here at the bottom. And then you've got this man who feels trapped and isolated in what he wants to do. He's got his own barriers and his own prisons, and if you look at the background, which is there, sorry, you've got a boat, so it looks like he's been on a journey, and now he's coming to the point where he's almost at his goal, but he feels a little bit trapped and it's almost out of his reach. So he's putting up his own boundaries and his own barriers, and he feels very trapped and isolated. And this is all about trying to break your barriers down and carry on moving forward, okay? Let's look at swords. So this is the Two of Swords. So this would say to me that there's two people that are conflicting and clashing swords with each other and battling out, but you've got somebody stuck in the middle, and it's not fair on them. and that person needs to take a step back out of the situation, and let them deal with it. So as you can see, it's all about conflicts, the Suits of Swords. Right, let's have a look at the Matriarch cards. So we've got a Tower here. Now people always say this is the worst card in a tarot deck, and the reason why that is because it represents storm and conflict and damage and high emotions. As you can see, the storms are rough. There's so much thunder going on that it's tearing down the foundations of a building. But with this card, I would say the emotions are running high. There's a lot of arguments and a lot of problems going on at the minute, but the foundations, it's like the foundations have been torn down back to the bottom for the person to rebuild on again. So it's not a nasty card, because it's all, again, it's all about change, and change can come out of this card. Okay, let's look at the world. So you've got two people joined at the hip, and this snake that's surrounding them, which represents the earth. You've got their goals and their battles and conflicts, their cups at the bottom, and all different bits and pieces going on here around them. So I would say this card is that two people are sort of stuck in the same daily routine. They're joined at the hip with each other. And the only way to break that cycle is to do something spontaneous. It's going round and round and round the same daily routine, day in, day out. So it just, they need a bit of a change. They need to do something a bit more spontaneous and do something for them for a change. Okay, so that's how I look at that card. Now, when you're reading tarot cards, also look at different symbols, because in this corner here, if you can see that. That's it. You've got the Cancer crab. So this card represents like a sort of time and date. So it represents like June and July time, the Cancer crab star sign. So with the Moon card, it's a very spiritual card, because you've got the moon reflecting down. You've got this moon goddess with 3 heads, and this is all about spirituality and reconnecting with your psychic ability. It's a very spiritual card, and I'd say trust your gut instincts on people and situations around you. But also, if I'm reading a whole spread and they wanted to know a time or date, I've got that Cancer crab down at the bottom there, so it represents like June and July time. So always look out for little star signs and little symbols and what they represent to you. So this is a star here. So you've got this lady that's opening up Pandora's box, and a lot of things have been flying at her and being released. So this is all a card of release. It's a card of obstacles that are coming up, but after she overcomes those obstacles and realises that everything happens for a reason, she transforms into this angelic being. So it's all about transformation and looking on the brighter side of this situation. Okay, so that was the Mythic deck. So let's go to Shadowscape. Now again, also very similar. Cups represent love, wands represent goals and dreams, swords represent conflict, and the pentacles represent finances and work-related issues and property. Sorry, I couldn't get my words out. Right, so this is Shadowscape, which is all about fairies. So in this card you have this lady holding a bowl of water with a fish inside, and she's releasing it. So this card's all about her emotional release, and the fact that she's connecting with water, and water is a cleanser. It's about emotions, and it's sort of like she's releasing that little fish out into the wild. So it's all about letting go. Okay. Five of Wands. Sorry, I've got a bit of shadow on my card. So Five of Wands, this is all about somebody taking a leap of faith. They're a bit unsure, but if they take that leap of faith, it's going to become more brighter and more positivity coming up around them, that it's going to work out all right. So it's, look at the colours and what they represent to you. It's a very uplifting colour. So it's all like yellows and oranges. So it's all about just taking that leap of faith. And this one's interesting. So you've got the Page of Swords. So in this card, you've got this angelic being, and at the bottom of the card, all dark black swans. At the top of her is all white swans. So this is a sensation that people are being filtered out of her life. She's getting rid of the wrong energy and keeping in the positive. So it's all about separating the good and the bad, really. And so that's what that card will represent to me. Now, death. Now, death is a very interesting card because everybody thinks, oh, I don't want to pull out death, it's going to mean somebody's going to die. That is not the case at all. Death actually means the closing of a chapter and onto a new beginning, a death of a situation, a new start. Okay, so as one door opens, another one closes. It does not mean that somebody's going to kill over and die. Okay, it just means change. And it's a very positive card. And I like this Shadowscape because they transform death into a fiery phoenix, because we all think of the Green Reaper when we see the death card. So this is Shadowscape's death card. So you've got the fiery phoenix rising out of the ashes, and this is all about transformation and new beginnings, rebirth. Okay, and it's all positive. Okay, there's no negative about this card. It's all beautiful colours. It's all fiery and yellow and uplifting and sense of freedom. So it's a very transformation positive card. Okay, so let's get that rumour out. Everyone's scared of death card. So then we've got Six of Pentacles. What you plant will grow and develop. So what you invest into your time will eventually develop, and planting things from seed and letting it just grow and grow. Okay, so those are those cards, but let's go on to these are Dragon Fae cards. These are very nice. They're very well, they're very they're all about fairies and dragons. They're very apt for the person. They're lovely cards, and the way they're designed as well. It's like this one here, the Guardians Fly High. Now this card's all about flying high and shedding the skin, and again it's all about transformation and represents moving. So it's a very nice moving card and about evolution, really. Now this one, love who you are. She holds the key to her heart. And every time you do a reading, 9 times out of 10 people ask the question, when will I find love? Often or not, they pull out this card. And all I say is, if you love who you are and respect who you are, all that energy is going to go out into your aura. Okay? You've got to love yourself before you can love others. That's how the saying goes. Okay? So if all that energy is out into your aura and you respect yourself, looking after yourself and love who you are, people are going to be drawn to your light, and they're going to be drawn to your energy, and you're going to attract love because you're loving yourself, and then you can love others as well. So that's what I would say that card represents. You are the key to finding love. Okay, let's find another one. Right, this one says bittersweet farewell at the bottom. So this is about letting go and saying goodbye to something, and sometimes we don't want to, but it's time to make that change and move. Okay, so this is all about letting go. So yeah, those are the Dragon Fae cards. They're not actually tarots, they are fairy cards. So you have things like angel cards, you have tarot cards, you have shapes and different colour cards as well, and fairies and dragons and all sorts, but you've got to find what's drawn to you. And so yeah, you break down what the picture's actually showing you and what it represents to you, and that way you can give an accurate reading. Okay. Also, when you buy a tarot deck or any type of cards, put them under your pillow for a week and then touch them all and look through them all and just let them sleep under your pillow for a week, and it infuses it with your own energy, okay? So also, when you buy tarot cards, some people say you shouldn't buy your own. Some people say it doesn't matter. Go with what you feel. And there is no right or wrong. And start practicing on friends and family and boost up your confidence, okay? There are many different spreads. You've got the Celtic Cross, you've got the 3-card layout, past, present, future, which I recommend you start with. And ellipse spread. There's so many. So you can just look on the internet and find out different spreads and what each card represents in the position they are meant to be in, okay? Some people like to have their cards reversed, and that represents the opposite meaning to what it would normally represent. But go with what your gut says and what you want to do, okay? And when you're shuffling, some people don't like other people touching their cards. I personally like them touching my cards because it puts all their energy into them. But there's no right and wrong. You've got to do what's best for you, okay? Any questions, just let me know. Thank you.